Now, for the underwater basket weaving championship, we have 5 competitors: Javon, Kim, Leah, Matt, and Natalie, each competing for one of 3 medals, where 2 competitors are not going to earn any medals, and the maximum amount of medals that a competitor could earn would be just 1. And this means we have 2 things to decide. Did our competitor get a medal? And if they did, which medal did they earn? The first thing we're told is that either J or L, but not both, receive a medal. Then we're told that Leah receives either bronze or silver, so the 2nd or 3rd place. And lastly, if Matt does receive a medal, he receives a worse medal than Leah, which means L comes and then M comes. And we can already combine our rules up front because we know that Leah does in fact receive a medal. She receives either 2nd or 3rd place. And if that's true, well then L is in, and because of rule 1, we know that forces J out. So we can already start by knowing that J is out. Now, before we get ahead of ourselves and start working with our game board, we can do a quick check of which game pieces have been mentioned. And J, L, and M were all mentioned, but K and N, those are our wildcard game pieces because our rules never mention them. Now, right off the bat, we know L is getting placed either 2nd or 3rd, so we can split this game into 2 possible worlds, one where we put L into the 2nd place and one where we put L into that 3rd place. And the first thing we realize is that when we put L into spot 3, well, if M was going to go in, M was going to have to go after L. And there's nowhere for us to put M such that is going to place lower than L. So if L gets placed on bronze, then M just has to be out. And that's really important because now our out group is totally full. We can't put anyone else out, and we just have K and N left. And we saw that K and N had no rules associated with them. They were wildcard pieces. And they have to be in, which means that one of them is taking gold and one of them is taking silver, but we don't know who is who. Now, in our other game board, we know that M, if M were going to go in, is going to take that bronze medal because M places lower than L when M is in. Remember, we don't know if M's even in, or else M is going to go out. And looking at which pieces we still have left, we have the K, the M, and the N. And we learned that M's options were either 3rd place or out, but someone has to go first. Someone has to get that gold medal. And our options are going to be K or N. So one of those 2, K or N, is going to take that gold medal place. So to leave this game board, we know that we have M still needs to get placed down, either in that bronze spot or just being kicked out. And then the other one of K or N, which we'll write as N/K, also needs to get placed somewhere. Now for question 1, going through our rule list, if just one of J and L have to be in, that actually gets rid of A, B, C, and D, leaving us with only E. And our second rule was that L is placed 2nd or 3rd, and if M was in, it places later than L. So only one of those answer choices is going to fulfill all of the rules. And we're going to go ahead and copy that successful game board from that first question so we have it on hand. Might be useful later. And next we're asked, if Natalie wins the silver medal, what must be true? And we can see that we're locked into this second game board because in our first game board, Leah won silver. So if we need to give Natalie the silver medal, well then we just have K, N, L, J, M as our order. Because N getting the silver would force K to get the gold, and we already have the rest filled in from that game board. And the only thing told that must be true is that Matt is not winning a medal. And yes, our board shows Matt is out. Now, how many possible silver medalists do we have? Well, we know from our first board it could be L, and we know from our second board that K or N could take silver, so that's a total count of 3. And if Leah wins the silver medal, how many possible gold medalists exist? Well, we know if Leah gets second, who's left? Well, J's out. M, we decided, can't go ranking higher than L, so M would not be possible to get the gold medal, and that just leaves K and N, which we already wrote down as placeholders underneath the gold medal. And that would be a count of 2. Finally, working through our options for the completely determined question, Leah going in 1 isn't even possible in either of our 2 scenarios that we worked out, so that's not going to be a completely determined board. If we put Leah in silver medal, then we know that we're in the first scenario, but that already leaves an option of K or N in the gold medal, so this can't be the determining board. And if we put M into the bronze medal placement, then we know we're confined to board 1 again, But still, K and N can switch off. We don't know who is going to be that gold medalist and who is going to be kicked out. And lastly, kicking M out still leaves K and N to trade off between the gold and silver positions. So this decision to put M out isn't going to completely determine which world we are in and who's getting what medals. But finally, if we put Kim into the bronze medal position, we know that we are not in game board 2, we are in game board 1. And by doing that, we now learn who's going to be our gold medalist. It's going to be N. And now our entire board is filled. We know who is going where, and this must have been our completely determining game move, putting K into the bronze spot.